Welcome, guys. I think we might be live. Let's actually go to music and shuffle. The problem is, like, for some reason I cannot open bubble control. Okay. Let's make that a lot quieter, because it's actually still not quiet. Why? Like that. It's probably quiet for you because the OBS audio is like, yeah. Whatever. Okay, so it works now. So we're going to continue. We're going to continue on Faith, which is the instant messenger that I'm working on from scratch. And what we have been doing is getting the Vulkan to work, the Vulkan rendering backend. And so essentially the first thing that we have done is creating the Vulkan surface. So let's say something like created Vulkan surface successfully as well. And I'm wondering if we can... I think let's leave that for the platform to say. Because, for example, here, Vulkan XCB surface, right? Let's say x11/xcb, and then in here we just say x11/xlib. Because then we can basically make that split explicit in the logs. And in Wayland we can just say created Vulkan Wayland surface successfully. By the way, let me quickly pop out the chat. So pop out chat. Where was my code, man? Okay, let's set up. Okay, so let's have this. We don't need this. Don't need this. Let's have the stream here. Let's have the code here. So Faith. Hello? Yeah, okay, you can hear me. I didn't check. Okay. So Vulkan, and then in here, let's put OBS in 8, and let's put this in 2. Let's do that and that. Yeah, that's what I want. Yeah, okay. So let's cargo run. Okay, so we created the XCB server successfully. The thing is that we basically prefer XCB over xlib for creating surfaces. Because that's just how GLFW has been doing it. So the thing is, now that we have everything, we actually need to do the hard part, which is implementing the entire Vulkan pipeline and shit. So, yeah, let's go to CoRender, which is about to be the rendering engine of a lot of things I want to work on in the future, because in there we already have Vulkan, and basically yeah, basically a lot of setup things. So let's see. So create instance. Like there has been, yeah. You first have to create the instance, then you have to create the surface, and you have to create that. Okay, so let's pick the physical device. Okay, right. So this is probably going to be, yeah. Let's see. This is probably going to be an entry. Enumerate. Try enumerate. Instance version. I think it might be an instance, right? Instance here. Yeah, it's in here. Get physical. Okay. So enumerate physical devices. Enumerate physical devices is returning. Okay. It's returning like that, and yeah, okay. So let's call that. By the way, for everyone wondering, this is the first project for me in Rust, because I mainly coded in C before. So yeah, if you have any like if you see me doing any weird things, then that's because of that. Okay, so let's say let first is equal to instance dot enumerate physical devices. That's an unsafe function. Yeah, it's a little bit bad that all of those functions are unsafe, but yeah. Can I just call that like this? What? Oh. Features, format, family, devices, just devices, not the here. Okay, it's returning a vec of physical devices. That makes sense. So can we do for Fistef any particular motive behind writing in Rust, or is it just for fun? It's kind of for learning Rust, but it's also because of the big support for basically Unicode handling in Rust. And yeah, this is like very hard to implement in C because like there are libraries, but the text layer is basically a very important layer, and the thing that in Rust you have stuff like Unicode BD and Unicode script and can just easily iterate over, like for example, finding graphemes in strings. It's very easy and stuff, so this is kind of a reason. Yeah, but it's primarily for learning Rust. Okay, so we can probably do something like that. Okay, what are we doing here? We're getting the Q family properties and then checking, okay, and then we check, is it a graphical device or is it a present device? Yeah. Okay. So let's kind of let me check. Q family properties. Got it. Hopefully we'll see other programming languages streams as well, such as Odin Zig. Yeah, would be cool. Maybe like a tryout stream would be interesting and fun. I might see. So I forgot the function name again. Device Q family properties. Device Q family properties. Why 2? Is 2 like better? Can we like say why 2? Is it like behave similar with the ability to return extended information in a P chain of output structures? It sounds like something we don't need, so let's not use it. Why do they only have 2 or what? Can I? This is a very bad thing that I cannot just like. I cannot even select the text in a documentation. It's a what? Okay, it's a link. Okay. Yeah, okay, can I select it here? It's like, if I click on it, this happens. This is bad user experience. But whatever. Let's just copy that and do something like instance.this and remove the two. Hey, in one of your live streams, I remember you said I am more comfortable with C than Rust, so why now? I'm still more comfortable with C. I just want to try out Rust and see how it is. And I've been trying it out for like 5 days now. And yeah, it's kind of cool, yeah. So let's have something like props is equal to that. Unsafe. Alright. The operator doesn't work, okay, yeah. Let's see, it's just returning it back. It's missing a tail expression. Oh, okay, like this. Yo, how it's all going? How long have you been trying out Rust? For 5 days, bro. Yeah. Okay, so we get the props. And then Q count. Okay. Wait. Q. So that's not really props, right? Q family properties. Q family properties? Yeah. We're good programmers. We have good naming conventions, right? So let's say something like for Q family in Q family props. Q family props. We want to check the bits. Okay, so Q flags. Let's say Q family dot Q flags. Why do I have to pass separate flags? That doesn't make sense. I just want to get the flags. Self.clueflags is equal to, and then you return self. Okay, interesting. I'm sure I can just get the field, right? Yeah. Can I say something? Okay, contains. Returns whether is a subset of self. And then we want to say graphics bits. Now the question is Q flags is Q flags, which is a struct. And the implementation, okay, nice. Okay, so we say something like contains. How do you find it coming from C? Yeah, kind of good. But I don't really care about languages too much, actually. Hot take. No, like it's fine. Yeah. Okay, so if that contains graphics, then yeah, then we want to say it's a graphics queue. So okay, so we get the index. So do we just, okay, so why do we get the index though? Okay, we should get the index. Okay, yeah. If it's like that. So let's now say something like I think you can do not in here actually. Something like index and Q family. You cannot do that. It's iter or something. Don't know how to do that in Rust. Dude. Rust for loop index element. Yeah. Dot enumerate. Okay, so if that, then we say for int. So let's say graphics q family index is equal to let mute, and it's going to be a use size actually. I think it's equal to a -1, but it's not a use size, right? So let's just have nothing as I type. Did you read the Rust programming and talk about learning Rust? Yeah. So and there, like, how is it called? Where was it? Yeah. That, and also in general, like, I looked at Velo. That's a Rust project I've been very into lately. So yeah, I think this is like also a contribution to my choice of language in the sense of Rust, because they are using Rust. So yeah, Velo is just like this tile-based compute rendering engine that is like very fast and very cool. Yeah, it's written in Rust. So let's have a graphics queue and a present queue, and then we say graphics queue family index is equal to index. Okay, so let's say I size then. Bro, I hate this. My keyboard broke, like my real keyboard, my cool keyboard, and now I have to use this weird keyboard that has a German layout, and I normally use the English layout, and this is like very bad. So let's say as I size. Okay, so how do we get the so we already did, like, we kind of panic if we cannot create a surface, right? We kind of don't. But I think we do, because this question mark automatically panics. But I think we should make it more like more explicit by saying something like .expect error returns the contained error value, returns okay value consuming the self value. Okay, I think we want that. So we want to expect failed to create Vulkan surface application window. Value assigned is maybe not that red. Okay. So at this point, it's basically obvious that we have the surface. My question is, why do we check support? Okay, okay, we check support even if it's graphics, because this could be both. So yeah, vk get physical device support khr. Okay, let's see. Get physical device support. It's not there. That's what I thought. I think it's probably in ash khr. No. Get physical device properties. Get physical device surface support. Okay. Get physical device surface support. So I think it might be here then. So in instance surface what support. Okay, crazy. I would love. Oh my god. Thank you. I didn't know like the search. I wanted to say I would love if there was a search. There is a search. This is like amazing, and I never used the search. What the fuck? What the fuck? This is so much better. Yeah, okay, so we want to get physical device surface support. Yeah, okay, so I think I wanted to do that, basically say Q family index, because it's basically, yeah, it's like always named this way in Vulkan. So Q family index, and then we want to get the support. Yeah, this is still like a very bad thing that I cannot copy it correctly. Okay, I can do that. So instance.get physical. Oh. Hello? Okay, it's not an instance. It's an impl instance, so it is an instance. It's in the surface instance. Right. So I think we actually need to create that thing. So we have to do something, because I saw that last stream. We have to do something like surface inst is equal to ash khr surface instance new with entry and instance. And then we do surface inst dot get physical device surface support. So we're checking if the device supports the given surface, right? Which is the physical device that we are iterating, so physdef, and the Q family index is the Q family index. It's pro. And the surface is our surface. As U32, and then we do let device supports surface. Well, let's say device supports presentation is equal to unsafe. And then we do this, and yeah. Okay. So if device supports presentation, actually, so then we want to say, yeah, then we want to say Q family present thing. So present thing is equal to Q family index. Hello? The word Q is like the worst word in English, I think. So expected eye size and things. So let's say eye size. And okay, and if it doesn't support presentation, but this kind of implies that what if there is a device? What if there is a graphics device, but it's only found after present? I mean, then it still works because yeah, but this thing isn't even like, we don't even need that because we always have a surface. So let's not worry about that. Okay, so that's basically us enumerating the things. So let's actually have a function for that. Fn classify this devices. Or more like enumerate. And yeah, it will just take self, and it will not take self because we don't have self. So let's take instance, surface instance. Yeah, guess so. Let's say instance is going to be instance. So ash instance is that nvchat is nvchat, yes. You do it like this in Rust, yeah. And then surface instance, but we call it surf inst, so let's keep. Actually, let's not call it surf inst. It's surface inst. Yeah, let's have it like this. It's okay. Surface inst is going to be a ash khr surface instance. And yeah, so let's just copy it into the function. And we want to return kind of a anyhow result of bool bool. And we do okay graphics queue family index present queue family index. For stuffs. Like that. Surface, like what do you mean by that? I think you mean that I have to do this. Right, it's not even returning bool, I'm sorry. Size. Yeah, something like that. And yeah, we actually need the surface, so let's get the surface. And the surface is, I think, a VK ash VK surface KHR. Yeah. Okay. So let's do that. Surface instance, self, enumerate first devices with all of that. And then check the value of that. And then we want to probably store the values that we got. So graphics Q family index is a is actually a, let's have it as a use size. And present Q family index should also be a use size. And then we say we want to actually get them, so let's in what order? Graphics Q present Q. Graphics Q family index present Q family index is equal to enumeration, and we say graphics Q family index present Q family index as users. Oh my god. Can I not say this as users? Can I? No? Okay. Dude. Do I actually have to copy the name now? Yeah, let's just do it as users and present Q family index as users. Okay, I have to quickly close my like window thing because it's too bright. Okay. That's my OBS and 9. Yeah. Yes, can still see me. So after enumerating the physical devices, we should probably, because we do something like this. So let's say if graphics Q family index is equal -1 or what's the here, dude, or present this, then we have anyhow Bale, Vulkan, Vulkan physical device for graphics device, like Vulkan physical device Q for graphics, for either graphics or presentation is missing. Vulkan physical device Q for either graphics or presentation is missing. Okay. So yeah. Picked physical device, get physical device properties. So it's equal to def. Okay. We also okay, bro. This is still in the loop, or isn't it? It's not. But what is def then? But it's still in the outer loop. Right. Yeah. Okay, so if we found a okay, I get it, I think. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so we check the queues within a device and see if the device supports both. And then we set up, yeah, we will set up the presentation and graphics queue on the same device. Yeah. So this kind of requires that they are all on the same device, right? Yeah. 1 week ago, I searched for a channel, I couldn't find it. Yes, it was banned. My channel was banned because YouTube is just stupid. They banned my channel for no reason. Yeah. But I mean, they have been, yeah, bad in the past. Like, I was not monetized on this channel for like 1.5 years for no reason. So yeah, they kind of hate me. So it's normal here. Yeah. Okay, so let's do this and then. Are you monetized? No, yes I am. I am monetized. But yeah. So they monetize me, but it's like very random and they have like very weird decision making in my opinion. Like monetizing me, demonetizing me, terminating my channel, you have to know they terminated my channel. Which is normally like a thing that isn't really undone. And they just like one day, like in the middle of the night, in like 1 a.m., they just unterminated the channel for no reason. So what is even up with that? Nice, congrats. Yeah, thank you. So let's have the graphics Q family index. If that is greater than or equal to 0, yeah, okay. Or the present Q family index is greater than or equal to 0. Then we want to say we want to call a function basically that picks the physical device. Okay, we'll probably need some of that later, so let's have actually something like that. So pick phys device, and it's going to take in a def, which is going to be a vk physical device. And we're going to be doing something like def.get. No, we cannot really do that. Get physical device properties is probably an instance. So let's say instance get physical device properties of the device, and props is equal to unsafe that, and then props.unsafe props.vendor ID, device ID, and stuff like that. Okay, so we actually want to do something like this, so let's have something like tracing info. Picked Vulkan physical device. And let's kind of convert that from C to Rust. Dude. How do I get that into a string? String from or something like that? From raw bytes? From, no? Bro, why is it so hard to print a string? Again, like, what the fuck is up with Rust? What the fuck even is that? What the fuck is that? Bro! And if you're going to tell me that C-string doesn't implement display, then like... Okay, so that... Just like that. And then I want to convert that to a string. But this thing again returns that, so I do this. And this also doesn't work. Converts this type into the usually inferred input type. Okay, so why is Rust like this? I hate Rust. Fucking hate Rust. Why did I choose this shitty language? What the fuck? No. Okay, RP version is end. Everything okay. Like the problem is, why is that on end? Okay, it's an end here too. Okay. Driver version. And that's going to be present q probably index hello. Okay, we want to give that. So let's have present q. Q is going to be ice. Yeah. Okay, so present q and graphics q, by the way. Fucking finally. So this is the main thing we want to do, right? Because like for now, because actually here, like it took us 10 minutes to just print that. That's insane. Bro, what is this? What is this? There's no way this is like the way you should do that. Like if that's the way you should do that, can I do from? Why can't I do from C string? Like something like this should exist, for real. Or can I at least do C string to string? Into string. Bro. It's not even the same thing. So they have their own C star type. It's a mess. It's a mess. I thought Rust is less of a mess, but it's like way out of the league for any mess. Like any other mess is trying to compete with Rust, I think. Okay, so let's also return a surface, and then so let's do that, and let's have the we don't want to return a surface, bro. We want to return a physical device, and we will do self pick physical device with instance device, and yeah, let's just do it once then. Like it's always the thing. Now it's a little bit like a little triggering to like write the names in a very explicit way, but I will thank myself when reading the code right later. So let's just do that, and then q family index, cannot find value def fistef. Okay, so let's call it fistef as well. Let's also return an anyhow results. Okay. And we want to have this stuff. Can I please, can I anyhow bail? No. No Vulkan. No physical device. Let's do that layman safe by saying something like GPU, right? A physical device is actually a GPU. Q for either graphics or yeah. Either no none of your GPU support Vulkan support. Like, how would you phrase that for someone who actually knows nothing about Vulkan and just wants to use an instant messenger? So none of your GPUs support the Vulkan features needed for rendering in the application window. either a physical device queue for graphics or presentation is missing. That's a great error message. I would love to receive that. So when writing error messages, you always want to like think about yeah, if you would like to receive them, or if they are just like error messages that make no sense. So we need to do this. I think, okay. We do this. Oh, twice? No, not twice. Okay, thank you. Might be not really in the view of the camera. Okay. Okay. So this is going to enumerate our physical devices and pick them. Let's call it pick first device. Or not like a, like that. It's not really, yeah. I think that's a good name. And then we get the first device as well. And we will store that. So let's have a first dev as Ash. It's a VK physical device actually. So first dev. Okay, so this should work. Pick physical device. Create logical device. Okay, so we have that ready. So now let's actually try to run it. I think this is not how you're supposed to print the versions. Yeah. So let's say something like driver version, say U32. Bro. Oh. I think there might be a problem. Let's say move YouTube dot and then shuffle like that. driver ID, driver name is an array of driver info. Oh. Driver version. They don't have driver version? Or am I looking at the wrong thing? Physical device properties, physical device. Driver properties, why? Encoded as described here. Okay, VK version numbers. Okay. VK make API version. Do I have to extract it like that? Probably. Okay, so let's see how that works, right? Yeah, obviously. Let's use the beautiful search feature. AP version. It's like it's so good. Version major. Let's say dot. Same thing for driver version, I think. Let's see. RP version 1.4.335, driver version 26.0.6. Nice. Nice. Yeah. So let's now create the logical device. Okay, so we get the graphics queue family. Okay, we need to supply the queues basically. So create logical device should basically create the device and return that. And it should take in a physical device and a instance. So let's say something like, can I, by the way, in Rust, it's kind of an important thing. Can I do something like, and then will it not fuck up the printing? Nice. Okay, so This is like basically implying that one GPU should support all features needed, right? Because you could theoretically have multiple GPUs, and one could be a presentation GPU or have a presentation queue, and the other one has a graphics queue, and then we do multi-GPU kind of presentation and graphics. That's a thing that I do in my Wayland compositor actually. But we don't want to do that because that's an overhead that makes absolutely no sense. That is like the worst overhead you could add to your program for no reason ever. Because multi-GPU setups aren't even like a thing anymore, really. And like if you have a multi-GPU setup, the chances of one GPU somehow not supporting graphics but presentation, and the other one presentation but not graphics, is like 0%. I don't know if there's any person in this universe who has this. So we will just do single GPU rendering and print that message. Yeah, okay. So now let's have create logical device. Okay, so it's taking the instance and the physical device and returning us a brand new VK logical device, not there? VK device. Yeah. Right. Okay, so let's have a, where's the create info? Create info. I don't know what the type of this is, but let's say let's queues is equal to back new, and then we definitely want to have a graphics queue. So we want to say queues.push device pk device create info, and then can we do, please, yes, and hi, oh, Rust, yes, Rust. Let's say, do I have Q PQ create infos? What? Q family index. So where is that? Why is it not there? What? Device Q. Oh, I'm sorry. Device Q create info. That's cool language. Yeah, I don't really think so. Actually, I hate the not that I hate it, but like in the last stream that I did, like in the morning, I was rage baited by the language for like a long time, and now again with things like, where was it? Oh, here, bro. I want to print a string, right? I want to print a string. Device name. What I have to do? Props dot, not device name like as a normal field. Device name as C string dot unwrap dot toString dot unwrap. Bro, that's not okay. It's like it's not okay. Like I don't know, you can argue like it's because of the FFI and shit. No, it's not normal. It's not normal. That's good. I love this. Ah, okay. I sure, bro, sure. Dude, can you please? I hate this. I hate this. How do you call it? That finally. I hate the LSP for always like marking everything as red, just because I don't put an OK here. Like, bro. Okay, whatever. So default. So we need a queue family index of the graphics queue. Okay, so we actually need that. Are you know when you use unwrap, your app create panic? Yeah, like if it's not there, you mean? Like if the unwrap, if that is none, right? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, can I do this then? Oh, I think this is the better way to do it. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so no, queue family index is going to be the present queue. So present queue family index. It's actually not, it's going to be the graphics queue, I'm sorry. And we want to have that as a U32. We want to have that as mutable. So, and then if the graphics queue family index is not equal to the present queue, meaning we have multiple queues, then we want to push the present queue. My question is, the priority thing is the same for both. What about the defaults here? Does it automatically do that for us? No. And does it... Okay, so we kind of need to have a pointer to 1. Okay, and you're writing frontend and Vulkan. Like, where's everyone saying front end? It's like a graphics backend. The graphics front end is more like this UI folder here, and this is like not really a front end, yeah. But I'm writing the front end of the application in Vulkan. You could say that. Like if you're talking about the UI front end, it's kind of written in Vulkan, yeah, because like the backend is Vulkan, meaning the front end is Vulkan, but it's kind of weird to say it like that. But yeah. Okay, so the priorities. I think there is a weird, like, how do I have a pointer to a, like, how do I do a FFI pointer to a Vulkan thing? I mean a Rust thing. So if I have something like let priority is equal to 1.0. By the way, can I quickly test if I can just say null? That may be working, because if they have it as their default, it's the wrong thing. Okay, let's test that. What will that do? I hope it won't crash my graphics card. It does nothing, dude. So why is the priority even needed? I don't know. Let's not use it then, because I don't have to like want to figure out how you do that. Are you employed? No. I'm still going to school. So no. Like I am employed, by the way. Yeah, but it's like a part-time job, so I'm not really employed. If you want to be the best run Rust developer, you need to be unemployed. Yeah, probably. Probably. Um I think we want to enable like multi-pro draw indirect too. Didn't we already do that? Or am I looking at the wrong function? Like the whole subgroup thing, didn't we already say have subgroup size control? No? Okay. So subgroup, so this is basically all nonsense. We don't need that. We just need the device extensions, I think. How old are you? I'm 17. So let's have a device info is equal to device create info default. Oh, young, yes. PQ create infos. No, like, are you telling me I have to like cast? I think I will have to. So what do you expect? Const divide Q create infos. Bro, that's how much do you have in first? Like no experience. I started writing Rust 3 days ago with this project. I did C in all of my other projects. Like I used C for a long time, yeah. I thought you were 18 to 19. Yeah. Like 17 turning 18, so pretty accurate. So the create infos are this weird thing. Do you like it so far? I don't know, it's not really. Like, probably because I'm interfacing with all of those very low-level libraries that are kind of not really made to be used in Rust, and I have to constantly kind of do the FFI and deal with stuff like unwrapping and turning things into C pointers. Bro got his account back, yes. Finally, bro. I'm starting my first program in Rust for being used in Max while I hear you live. Lol. Yeah, cool. Development on Mac in Rust. I didn't even like know that existed, but okay. So where was the other like create info? I think in here. No, it's actually somewhere in Wayland and X11. But the thing is, how do I turn the queues vector? Can I just do something like two back? Bro. Rust turn a vector into raw pointer. As mute pointer, does that exist? As pointer. Oh my god, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. How's coding my best? Yeah, it's great. But I'm trying out a new language that is like, it's named Rust, and it's like very hard, or like very, very like, very nervig. Yeah. Okay, so let's see that, and then the queue count. Do we actually need that? PQ create. I think we can just get that like this. So create info. But what is up? What is up with this LSP? Bro. How did you get your account back? Is this translated? Why is this icon here? Ah, wie hast du Akt zurückbekommen? So I don't know how to answer like in English or in German because of the translation, but let's just answer in English. I got the account back because YouTube randomly decided to unterminate my account at like 1 AM on a regular like Tuesday, like for no reason at all, because they thought like, yeah, I don't know what they thought. Like, I don't get the fucking thought process behind what they do, but it's okay. Okay, so what is your problem? Like, why can't I normally instantiate that? What am I doing wrong? Like, for real. Enabled extensions count. Yeah, and what did I do? Ah, okay. But, wait. Enabled extension count. So we don't need the create info count. That's basically the moral of the story, I guess. Okay. So let's have the enabled extension count be 1. And let's have the enabled extensions just be a enabled exts is a vec. I think you can do that. And then you do vk-khr. Let's try if that even works. Yes, it does. Okay. And then we do the swap chain. Bro. Create logical device. Wait, where was that? Here. Ah, thank you. It's vk-khr swap chain. I think there might be a macro like that. Let's search it up. No, fuck. The window is broken, but yeah, I think I. Oh my god, why is the window broken? Dude. Okay, thank you. Okay, let's search up swap chain extension name. How was it called? Extension name. Yeah, I think they don't provide it. They don't provide it. So then let's just use vk-khr ext swap chain, vk-khr swap chain. And we do enabled extension names. Okay, now, oh my god, we need to convert between Rust vectors and basically C string arrays. Where did we do that? I already forgot. This was like here. Thank you. This is like the, I think this thing took us like 20 minutes at least in the last stream. So let's say enabled X, and then let's say like vec or something, and then we say enabled. I think we need a function for that. I feel like we will need that a lot. So let's have something like ext to, or in general, let's make it more general, something like string vec to raw, I don't know, C string array. Let's say to raw bytes. That's actually the best way I can like think of to name that. And we're going to accept a vec, which is a vector. It's a vec actually of string. And let's borrow that. And then we're going to do this, and we're going to say that we return a const i8. I think you do it like this. And we just do this, so vec dot, and then this. Extension, enabled extension names, let's see. Const c char. I think that's what we want. Const c char. Isn't that literally what we just s pointer? No? Ass fucking pointer. Oh, wait, collect. Oh my god. Finally. Like, this abomination is the #1 reason why I think this will be the only project we do in Rust. Because, like, bro. Yeah. It's insane. And then we will just do self string vec to raw bytes. Enabled ext is vec. I think we do this. Can we not? We cannot borrow that thing? What do you mean arguments are incorrect? Can I not say something like vec string? Bro, and that's not even a string, so we need to toString it. fuck can I say in that language? Whatever. Right, so this, right? What do we have as flags? Do we need any flags? Let's see. Enabled features. We don't want to enable any features. Yeah, don't. Enabled extension names. We have that, right? I'm wondering why can we have the create infos without account? Like how? I mean, we also need account, bruh. Okay, I'm just dumb. Let's say queues dot then as U32. By the way, is OBS, yes. My, like, this browser window is bugged as shit because of, like, yeah, okay, because of, yeah, my window manager and stuff. Okay, I think those are all of the arguments we need. S next, I mean P next. So do we need? No. Yeah. All right. So that's, and then that's okay with create device. So yeah, let's actually create the device now. So create. We cannot do that. Okay. We cannot create a device with instance. That's insane. That's insane. Are you telling me that Vulkan instance is not able to, like, what is even? Instant create device. So what's your problem? What's your problem? Instance, it's an Ash instance, right? So yeah, like why? Instance dot. Bro, is it just IntelliSense? I think it. Method not found in Ash VK instance. Ah, because it's an Ash instance. Okay, that's. Yeah. Okay. Okay, taking in a physical device. For some reason, we just don't get IntelliSense, so very cool. Create info, device info. Then the allocation callbacks, none. And yeah, then we want to say let def is equal to unsafe. Very unsafe indeed. And then in here we need to say something like this. Tracing info. So we're going to info that we basically succeeded at creating the logical device. I think this info is very verbose actually, because no user will ever really understand or even grasp what the fuck is even going on. So yeah, but let's still do it. Maybe let's have a feature flag or something in the end. Okay, it was because of that. Okay, so I think we need to like dereference the reference. We expected a reference actually. Okay, so like that. Sorry, I was offline for 2-3 days. Cows, we have no internet here. Electricity here. Russian half of Zaporizhzhia Oblast. Such issues are normal here because of war, bro. That's crazy. Can I get a map maybe? Yo, that's exactly there. That's crazy. Yo. Bro, that's insane. Yeah. But I'm happy you can watch now, right? So let's see. Get device queue. How do I get the device queue, man? Hash device. Uh-huh. Do I need to do this? Get device queue. Queue family index, probably the graphics queue and the queue index. I think this is this thing here. Yeah. Okay, so like graphics queue family index is 0. And this is going to be let graphics queue is equal to unsafe. That's and then the device queue will be the not the device queue, man. The present queue will be that. Okay, we're going to read. Actually, not do that. What we want to do is kind of a device, then a VK device queue. Please just be a device queue. Of course, you know, like okay. Get device queue returns a queue. So queue VK queue. So then let's say something like def graphics queue present queue. Expected device, found device. Okay. So we get those. And then eventually we will put them here. So let's say something like device vk. I think what it was an ash device. So and then like have a, let's have a graphics queue vk queue and a present queue. Okay, so let's def. Let's call it logical device actually. So logical device, graphics queue, present queue is equal to self create a logical device with all of those. And yeah, instance device surface. So instance logical device, by the way. Logical device. Logical device. Logical device. And after physdef, graphics queue and present queue. Is this in that order? Yes. A local variable with a similar name exists. Present queue. Okay. Noise. Okay. Okay, let's go to the next one. Create logical device. We need to see our mem in it. Okay, okay. What is that about? I think it's allocating. It's like the CR. It's actually doing the Vulkan memory allocator setup. It is. Okay, I think we skipped that for now. We first need to have a swap chain frame loop. Very fun. Okay, but those are... Oh my god. This is like... I mean, it's work, but you know, the work is scoped. Like, I know I will have to implement about... Okay, that's actually a lot of shit, but okay, it's okay. It's like 100 lines of code. And then create frame loop is another 100 lines. So we basically have to write 200 lines. Bro, I think I need to take a quick breaky before continuing on that. Let's see if this thing is still going. It is. It is. Okay. So I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Yeah. I mean, let's just get right into it. Yeah. I think that's the best way to go about it. Right. Oh my god. We have to also manage this thing. I have no idea how we want to do that actually. Probably like with vectors. Right. Probably with vectors. So let's have let's first get. By the way, why do we get the info each time, man? We should cache the info. Like this is getting each time when you do a resize, man. This is like weird to do weird. Yeah, it's too bad that we will never see that to do because this is like a random branch. So yeah. Get swap chain info from physical device. Okay. So maybe let's have a struct for that. Let's just have that as a vec. Good old vex, am I right, guys? And then surface format. VK is our surface. FMTs is going to be vec. Guessing it's in KHR surface. Hello. KHR. Surface. No. Okay. If you say so. N formats. Okay, and present modes. And capabilities, right? So capabilities. It's going to be a VK surface capabilities. And so let's make a function to get them. Get swap chain info. And it's taking in a physical device and a surface, and that's it. So physical device. Why not OpenGL? Because I already have OpenGL, right? Look, it's already all there. Yeah, that's why we implement Vulkan now. So how did I do that here? We basically count out those functions. So get physical device surface formats. Right. So what's the type of our surface again? Surface KHR, thank you. And we will return an anyhow result of swap chain info. And let's have something like VK gets it's actually not in Fist. Okay, that's crazy. It's an instance probably. So let's see, instance dot get physical device surface capabilities. Bro. No. Crazy, man. Then let's search the docs, man. Let's search the docs. I love Rust docs. At least this. Surface instance, bro. Okay. So surface inst. You try use Vulkan because you ever used OpenGL. So you probably like I'm writing the Vulkan backend because the OpenGL backend is already there. So Vulkan is going to be the main backend, but the OpenGL backend that is here is going to be the fallback eventually, right? Yeah. So get physical device capabilities. Thank you of physical device, and we need, bro. It's already a surface instance. Why do we still need to pass the surface? Insane. So those are the capabilities. Then we need the service format. Sorry, service formats. Then we need the present modes. Yeah, we won't get that into full characters, unfortunately. So let's just do something like this. Which is kind of horrible, but whatever. Surface, present modes. Sorry for asking so many questions, I'm not familiar with this. No problem. The question was just like a little bit like misspelled, I would say. That's okay. Yeah. So present modes, actually. Okay, so present modes. Modes. Surface formats, capabilities. Bro. Mods is crazy. Do we actually need to get that thing like this? It's also kind of insane. Capabilities. So let's also call it capabilities. Then we also have less of a weird space situation here. Okay, and this is going to be surface FMTs. Can you please fit into that? Yes, fits perfectly. Yeah. We actually don't need instance, it turns out. Nice. Oh, you're right. Thank you, Mr. Compiler. Bro. You're right. How can I avoid this issue? Can I just clone it? But I don't really think I can, because it will also just die. I think this is a good question for the Clanker. How can I make it so that the returned value is not going to be a dangling pointer? True. That's the best solution, I think. So we just say to raw bytes, which then does not return the pointer, but something else. Okay, a vec of const. And this will then... So can I do this without instantiating another? Let's drop to the end of statement. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I get the thing behind it, but it's really annoying, to be honest. But okay. So let's actually put that in correct order. Let's not put that anywhere like at the top. Let's put that here. And then we want an fn create swap chain. Create swap chain. What's the time actually? 6:20. Okay. Create swap chain will okay. So let's have get ideal swap chain fmt use Quen. What the fuck is Quen, dude? Quen like an LLM? You mean instead of Google LLM? Have you already finished this school year, bro? No, but almost. Almost. So, surface FMTs is going to be a vec of surface format KHR. And it's going to return us a surface format KHR. So for FMT in surface formats, if FMT dot format is equal to that. Okay. How do I compare them? B8, R8, okay. This specifically, I think it's not, so just format, okay. And oh. Okay, Ash, VK, or like VK formats. Yeah, nice. So VK format that. And you have you already, oh bro, just read that. Typical streamer moment, right? Am I right, guys? Format, actually not. So color space. sRGB non-linear. I bet, bro, I bet. Then we want to return FMT. And then here we want to return. Here we want to actually bail. So let's. No, we actually don't, because it's okay if we don't have the ideal thing. So let's just do that. Can I just return the fucking thing? Bro. Okay. Good, good. Is there to do? Is there any reason for us to not cache that? I believe not. So let's have a think a swap chain is kind of a normal enough word to be promoted to a word that doesn't need an extra capital letter, if you know what I mean. So yeah, let's just do it like this. What's the song? Where's the MVP thing running? Here. Nostalgic Hex the Nightcore Mix Volume 4. Just type that into YouTube. Yeah. And it's at minute 11. Yeah. So get swap chain info. Okay, swap chain info. Okay, so we can do this, we can do this, we can do this, and this. No, this. Yeah. Okay, and then create swap chain will take in a swap chain info. Okay, so get swap chain surface format, get swap chain present mode, extend. I think there's a oops. I think there's a thing called immediate or FIFO or something like that. Mailbox. I think mailbox is vsync and immediate is not vsync, but I don't really know. So we probably want vsync. So yeah. So let's also get the ideal service swap chain. Surface format, and this is going to be the get ideal swap chain present mode. And it's going to take in a surface present swap chain present mode. Oh, present mode KHR. And it's going to return a present mode KHR, and it's going to go over all of the modes. And it's going to check the modes to be a VK mailbox. So ideal swap chain mode and present mode, and also swap chain extend. Okay, so where do we call get swap chain present mode? We only get the extend, and the extend is something that we actually need to do. So Get swap chain present mode, surface format. So let's actually pack all of those into like one thing, because why bother having 3 function calls for that? So let's have this also hold the ideal present mode, which is going to be a VK surface present. I think it's a present mode KHR, and the ideal surface FMT is also going to be a surface format KHR, and the I think that's it. So, and then we're going to say let's ideal present is equal to self ideal present mode from present modes. I'm actually getting cold. Yeah, wait. Let me quickly fix the bug. Then I'm going to respond to the call. So ideal FMT get ideal surface format with surface formats. Ah. Okay. Let me quickly do that. So I will have to go, actually. Unfortunately, I won't be able to finish the create swap chain function. Too bad, am I right? Can I not do something like to do? Thank you, oh my god. It's already so much code for nothing really. Average Vulkan thing. So Vulkan. Physical and logical device setup. Okay. Then guys, this is it for today's stream. We will definitely continue working on that because I like this project. So thank you for watching, guys, and have a great one. Bye bye.